Hey, my name is Tony. This is my Axis and Allies fleet that I have for the game. The coloring on a lot of the ships, my nephew, it used to be red and green for the Italians on the front and back, only because the Italian Air Force decided to bomb their own planes, so therefore they felt red stripes on the front, and at times they did put the green on the back, but it looks alright. Start off here with the Americans, the Midway class carrier, and right next to it we got the North Carolina, the Alaska, 3 Baltimore class ships. Here we have the San Francisco. I would like to get quite a few more of these, but they're so expensive. You're finding just a ship, $35 to $45 without the card. They're $35, and with the card, they're about $40 to $45. Next to that, we have the 3 brain part here. 3 Cleveland class cruisers. We have Salt Lake City and the Pensacola. Only 2 Northampton class cruisers, heavy cruisers. Houston, still pricey boat. It's around $30 with the card, and $25 sometimes without the card if you could find them. I have 3 Brooklyn class light cruisers right here. French ship I just snuck in there, but 3 Atlanta class air defense cruisers, and here we have 2 of the Omaha class, which are quite unique looking. Did play a very big role, but they are cool. And we have 2 Wickets Clemson class World War I jobs. The USS Ward and the USS Etzel. Sumner class destroyer, 2 destroyer escorts. We got about 10 Fletchers. And then we got the Laffey. We've got about 5 of them. These are from another game. We converted them into APDs, and all an APD is a fast transport with landing craft to land on the islands, and they were mostly made from the World War II Wickets and Clemson class destroyers, but big size difference when it comes to these 2 units, but that's what they're supposed to be, at least what we're passing them off to be, which in the game you could do pretty much whatever you want. You can write your own rules to it. The special abilities that they have on certain ships kind of works and kind of doesn't work. I don't like the idea that, okay, they have a very weak setup for a Fletcher, but then the USS Hoyle, it has all this other, capabilities, and they all should have pretty much the same capabilities. So you can set up your rules as you wish. You got the United Kingdom here. It's not very big fleet, but it's still decent size. We have 1 carrier, the Ark Royal. We have 3 of the County class cruisers. I have 1 Kent, Canberra, and Australia. 1 Exeter, heavy cruiser. Belfast, I need to get another one of them to finish out their ship class. Here, these are the Shedfields, and I do believe they had 6 to 8 ships in their class. The Hawkings, I know for purposes of the game, there's two of them that are popular. Here we have the Crown Colony class, which is a light cruiser, 4 turrets, the Jamaica, Uganda, and Ontario. That's claiming them. And here we have the Leander class ship. I have 4 of the newer Leanders, which are basically a single funnel, and the older Leander is a double funnel. So that's pretty much the difference in between those ships. And here we have 2 Dido air defense ships. Very, very cool ship. C-class cruisers. I don't know what's it about them, but I just really like them. Or not C-class, D-class, I'm sorry. That would be the Dane. And the other one is Polish for the Dragon. De Royer. And we have a Suffren class French heavy cruiser. Light cruiser, which is the Limon, which is also a aircraft carrying type ship. 2 Gotlands for the, I'm not sure if Sweden or whatever. And this was a micro machine that my nephew made it, and he said we're using it as a repair ship. So he added some gold derricks in the front and a giant crane in the back, and I believe this was one of the old Belknap cruisers, CA-29, with the old Mark 42 5-inch gun mount in the back. Another Swedish cruiser, have no clue what it is, and this is a 3D print of the Solidate class destroyer for Italy, which it's too big and I don't use it. This piece here is the knockoff for the Shore Battery. A Shore Battery that is way overpriced at $50. These people on eBay are getting a little out of hand with some of the prices that they ask for a lousy piece of plastic that could be substituted. And here we're finishing off with the British destroyers and 2 Vosperus torpedo boats. Oh yes, the submarines are in no special order. I wasn't gonna go through with the magnifying glass trying to read them all. You know, I know these guys here are United States, and only because I've marked those ones with green do I know they're the Italian boats. Some miscellaneous Sweden, Norway, and where else? Russian or French Milan destroyer. That's probably about the size of a small light cruiser. Our Italian Navy here, we got the Aquila, 2 Littorios, and 1 Venente or whatever it is. The 2 Andrea Doria class battleships, that Collio Dulio, 2 Balzanos, 2 Tarentos, 4, well, I only have 3 Zaras. Zara, Gorzia, and Pola. You know, I'm missing 1 there. And we have the Della Alabruzzi and Giuseppe Garibaldi. I want to say Dusa Augusta, whatever, and then their first class of light cruiser, I'm not sure, Brand Nair is one of their names, and I have 4 Captain Romani light cruisers, which are basically large destroyers. And here we have the World War I shore battery ships that were converted into anti-air ships. We got the Solidarity class destroyers here, 6 of them. Navigatory destroyers, torpedo boats, and some more torpedo boats, the Pegasus, mass boats, mass torpedo boats, which were big with the Italian Navy. And I'm lacking in submarines for them, even though they had about 100 submarines at the beginning of World War II. The Italian Navy was a lot bigger than the German Navy, more battleships and more cruisers, and because all the capital ships that they had, basically, you got your Bismarck, I need the Tirpitz, so I'm missing one there. So the Scharnhorst and the Geisenhow. And then we got 3 ships of the Hipper, and the 4th one was Seterov, I believe, that was completed for the Russians, but we're just keeping that one back here for the Germans, so they have such a small navy. The 3 capital Panzerfeifs, or armored cruisers, battle cruiser, as you like to call them, with the 11-inch guns. Nuremberg and Zeppelin, or whatever. Not pronouncing that right. I'm sure someone will correct me. And the K-class. There's 3 of them. For our raiders, we have the Atlantis. You can see the guns on the front of it there. Guns on the back of it. The ship is disguised until it encounters the ship. Great battle with Sydney. Sydney and one of the Atlantis ships actually destroyed each other, but the win went to the Germans. Altmark, or I believe that's the pronunciation of it. It's a very ugly looking ship, but it can repair, and it's a Commerce Raider. Here you got some Z-32s, Z-18s, Z-23s, T-27s, M1s. We got one Schnell boat, or S boat. Japanese here. We got the Kirishima, the Kongo, the Tone, Hagura, something. I know there's four of these cruisers in their class. Chintos, and the other one, which would be, it's almost like Chintos, but it's held for mini subs and stuff, which is really cool. Agano class light cruisers. Oi class, which are massively with the torpedoes. As you can see, all the torpedo launchers there, and scrawny little 5.5-inch guns on the front. Built for speed, not for hitting power, but torpedoes back in the day where the Japanese reigned supreme with them. And here, let's see. Can't even read it. Naka class. And there's 3 of them. I won't even know the pronunciation of the, I don't know, it's OY something. It's one of the Japanese light cruisers that also had aircraft capability. So my nephew and I, we decided, oh, I have some etch pieces from an old model. We made like light rails off to the side and gave it a metal crane on the old Gotland and painted it yellow. We chopped off a turret. As you can see, the turret went right where the crane is right there. And just painted up their air defense. And also, I did hear the Russian Krim or whatever the hell this thing is right there. Crime, whatever, who knows. But we just gave it a cool camouflage outfit and we're using it for the Japanese Navy. We got one of the main carriers here. Smaller carrier, 3 supply ships, the Kikimaru, and I forgot I got cords on other ones. They're air defense destroyers. Just some of the other destroyers that they have. These are the M1 landing craft, which they would use these boats to land ships, troops on the islands, Izuku or whatever, and these other Japanese destroyers, which they had some pretty strong destroyers. But yeah, this was my fleet. Not very, huge, but not too small, not too bad. Check out the game. You might get interested in it. And maybe you find some good deals on some of the minis. Keep on playing.